Hi, my name's Rashan Senanayake, and I am one of the QUT sessional academics here at the Architecture Built Environment School.
So within the work you do, design thinking seems to be quite a pivotal kind of core of the work you do. How does that relate to the overall ecosystem of the school?
I think design thinking is the primary foundation of everything that we're doing. So regardless of the design faculty, the discipline, that's the center. And if the students can, I think, understand what design thinking is, then their discipline becomes simple. So everything that we're doing here, I believe it builds on the foundation of design thinking.
Yes, and so as a research and a theory, that's one thing. How does it make real world impact from there?
I think the best way to explain that is we can't really do anything on this planet without some form of collaboration with another human. If we're building cities, we're building cities for humans. If we're building a product, we're building a product for humans. So that human-centered innovation still comes down to that level of design thinking, and that's where the impact is. So I would argue that it's actually the be-all and end-all.
I love that. That's fantastic. And so within that realm of your work, what are the sort of trends at the moment locally and globally?
There's a huge push towards innovation practices, and even here at QUT Entrepreneurship uses design thinking approaches for their innovation. School of Design, Architecture and Built Environment, of course, has these foundationally built in, and it's been happening for decades. So I think when it comes to global trends, a lot of people are realizing the importance of design thinking and how do we get our hands on it.
Yeah. And what does exactly design thinking mean?
I define it as human-centered innovation, and there's obviously different definitions depending on the industry you're in. Practices sometimes define things in a different way just because it is fluid.
Yes.
But I believe the global definition is human-centered innovation.
Yes. And within the work that you do, how can it influence city making?
I'm not directly involved anymore from a conventional architectural practice anymore, but I can see how an architect, urban designer, even a city planner needs to be able to understand what happens at a human level.
Yes.
So whether that's at a streetscape level, whether that's, let's say, planning towards the Olympics, we need to be able to understand how a big stadium comes into play, what are the ripple effects of it, let's say, for example, our M1 highway.
Yes.
All of these little bits and pieces managed at a human level but at different scales, which is again design thinking, and I think knowing how to do that, that's the skill.
Yeah. And finally, why ABE for research?
I actually used to be part of building information modeling research as a student here, and I think that as a student helped me influence and understand what was happening in the real world.
Yes.
So if a university's research component aligns with industry practice, I think that's where the beauty is.
So just going from being alumni to the school, what did you, what was the greatest thing that you, received through your education here that really set you up for where you are now?
The thinking side of things.
Yeah.
Of course, the conventional architectural side hasn't been as much relevant because I'm not in practice anymore.
Yeah.
But the thinking is something I always use, and that's something I constantly even tell my students.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. Sure. I love that. I've heard that design thinking is like placemaking. They're used a lot, but when it's really good to really drill down into what it is. So thank you very much.
Pleasure. Happy to help.
Thank you.